Okay, so boom, this story is about old head Lenny with the life sentence. Old head Lenny had been locked up probably about 17, 20 years. Anything that can go on in prison, he done experienced it. He one of them old head unks for white people, but black folks fool with him. He like to smoke them cigarettes. He like to drink his coffee. You know what I'm saying? His favorite meal gonna be the po man meal in the penitentiary. If you don't know what a po man meal is in the penitentiary, let me know you ain't never been to the penitentiary. If you ain't never been to the penitentiary, I advise you to never go to the penitentiary. But the po man meal is the noodles, refried beans, and cheese. You put that, you know what I'm saying? And if you get you some sour cream and onion chips, you plus it. You know what I'm saying? That's the icing on the cake. And then have you a little glass of some of that penitentiary Kool-Aid that's gonna leave a stain on your lungs. If you don't know why I'm saying that, because if you put that penitentiary Kool-Aid on anything, put a little water on it, let it sit for 5 seconds, I promise you, it's gonna stain whatever you put it on. So a lot of people used to be cautious about drinking the Kool-Aid. But before I start this story, if you knew, then you probably don't know about these right here on my wrist. This, I guess you could say, this is a mental health awareness story time, because I know a lot of people, especially around this time of the year, but right now life just so crazy and so up and down, you really don't know where people's mental is. You can be walking past somebody that's smiling, acting like they having the best of the day, and the whole time them folks probably done had some thoughts up here that if you heard it come out loud, it will probably blow your mind. It's people you've been around every day that you don't even realize they done got tired, they done got real weary, and it just seems like as much work as they put in, as much as they doing, it seems like they ain't making no forward progress. And the way the system is set up, the way the world is set up, it's supposed to keep you like a gerbil on a run wheel. You just a bunch of motion in circles, no progress. And then on top of that, people backstabbing you, people mistreating you, people doing you wrong. And then you just look up one day and you looking at the ceiling and you realizing, or maybe you don't, you depressed, your anxiety is shot out the roof, and you stuck, you somewhat paralyzed and crippled. The only reason why you do got any mobility is because you forced to go to work to pay your bills, because you don't have a moment to stop and figure out what's going on in here and what's going on up here. You know, I gotta keep going through this rat race, because if there's any kind of pause, I'm behind more than what I already am, if I'm already behind. But I'm gonna explain something to you. When I was living the life that I was living, there was a few moments, even though if I had money, if I had the plug, if I had popularity, if I had the women, I was just so tired of a lifestyle that it seemed like I just couldn't get away from. Some people tired of the predicaments that they choices done put them in, and you really just never know what's going on with them. Me, when I'm facing, before they told me I was facing life, I know I was going to be facing life. Well, this is about it. Somebody is gone. And I'm already knowing 9 times out of 10, these folks is about to offer me a 51-year sentence. So when I'm thinking about all of that in my mind, thinking about all the things that I am capable of, the things that I could have done, the opportunities that I could have had, being in my child life, you know what I'm saying, knowing that now for the rest of my life, my family is about to have to drive a couple of hours up the road, but not missing out on good doing. You know what I'm saying? I was so messed up. That was one of the things that was a top priority in sitting down in the county. Like, man, I ain't finna be able to put that pig in the middle of the body no more. So them things stress me out to a point of, it's on my mind, but it's like, how I'm gonna do that to myself? It's just not natural to wanna, do that to yourself. But there's a lot of people who battle that. And I watched a movie here recently that made me think about this story, but I'm gonna tell y'all about the movie later on. But Lenny with the life sentence was somebody who had been in the penitentiary all of that time and had several suicide attempts. One very close, but the inmates found him in the little room where you could go in, you could iron your clothes. A lot of people used to go in there, shoot dice, you know what I'm saying? A lot of affiliates, when they having a feast, They'll go in the little room, you know what I'm saying, all set the food up, you know what I'm saying. You go in there, fix your plate, you know, go in there, hang out. A lot of people will go in there sometimes, you know, take the big buckets, fill them up with water from the shower, let the water run in because it'll take a long time to fill it up from your sink. They'll take the buckets in there, be in there washing clothes, put the strings up, you know what I'm saying, hang the laundry up. It was, I guess you could say it was a multi-purpose room, but over time, you know what I'm saying, they started locking it because a lot of people was using it when it was a good police on staff to go in there, close the door, and let people get them up one-on-one, which was a better space to fight because it ain't so closed in. It's got a lot to move in. Because if you ain't an experienced, skilled fighter and you fall in that cell and try to fight, it's a little dangerous versus being in an open room where you can kind of really move around and ain't nobody smother you in the room. But in there, they had something in there where you could actually get up on it. You know what I'm saying? And Lenny had tried to hang himself in there one time, and the inmates run in there. Lenny being white, of course, he red, is leaving a mark. They go in, pick him up, they yell for the police. Police come in, of course, they call the code. Now, anytime you do that, you going up to medical, they gonna put you on suicide watch, and they gonna put you in there Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, and Leonardo. They gonna put you in that turtle suit. They gonna put you in the turtle suit. You don't know what the turtle suit is, let me know you ain't never been to the penitentiary. And if you ain't never done them things, I advise you to never do it. But the turtle suit is basically, y'all let me know if an ad went in right there, because you know I gotta use a new method for the ad so the yarn is cool. But the turtle suit is basically something that you can't rip apart. It's clothes you can wear because it's gonna get cold. The first 2 or 3 days they're gonna put you in a paper suit. Every time you turn, it's but that's to break you because they're gonna have the air on, they're gonna have it cold in there. After about a day or two, you know what I'm saying, they come check on you eating, because if you ain't eating, they looking at that as you still got that on your mind. So if you eating, and when they come and check on you, make sure you talking to them and they talking back and y'all conversing, having a whole little conversation. Because they noting all that. He ain't eating, he don't want to talk, so they thinking you still. And then over time, you know what I'm saying, you probably on day 2 or 3, day 3 or 4, they probably give you the Michelangelo. You put the Michelangelo on, good 5 days, get you some rest, you know what I'm saying? Get you a psychological evaluation, boom, they're gonna let you back out on the compound. Around this same time, we had a little bit, I'm gonna come back to that. A little bit after this happened, Lenny was known for walking around. First, let me say this. Lenny known for walking around with that rope. After that, when the inmates went, whatever he made that with, when inmates went in there and did what they did, one of the inmates he ended up getting the rope when he got off suicide rope. Why? So he used to walk around with the rope all the time. And that was his, I guess you could say, reminder of they came in there, another opportunity in life. It was inspiration to him not to do that, and being conscious of other people around him who been doing time, who been cooking their meals at the microwave, who been playing domino, who been playing cards, who been exercising, who been going out to rec, who been going to the big yard, to the little yard, who been going up to visit, who striking, who got, when I say striking, I mean, you know, getting the bomb in, because all of these activities will make one assume that you good, you doing your time. All of the activities that you see people doing in life, moving, not necessarily making progress, it can make you assume that they don't have no mental issues going on. It ain't nothing that's showing that you need to check and see where this person's mind is, or just spend some time with this person, you know what I'm saying, and maybe let them get something off their chest. You just really never know where a person is at, because they doing all the routine stuff that you have been seeing them do. They functioning in dysfunction, And so you can't even tell that internally they really dysfunctional as ever. So having the rope was a reminder. If he reading any, you want this rope? That was his thing after going, you know what I'm saying, and the inmate saving him, and he coming out. You want this rope? You want this rope? He ain't listen. And when I first met Lenny, I had been heard about, you know what I'm saying, the suicide attempt, you know what I'm saying. He got cuts on, he got cut on his neck. He done swallowed razors before. And sometimes when you meet people who got attempts like that, you would assume or think, oh, they just want attention, because if you really want to do it, you would have done it. So I'm asking Lenny one day, I'm like, man, Lenny, what you locked up for anyway? Man, hey, Joe T, walk and talk with me real quick, man. I had to sip this coffee, man, you know. It's been a while since I talked about it, but man, you know, you really caught me at a good time. Got a lot on my mind. And just, man, Joe T, come on, Joe T. So, man, you know, I'm one of them dudes on the street, Joe T, man. I give you a shirt off my back, man, you know. I'm a good-hearted dude, man, loyal to a fault, man, and I got a lot. I got this, what I like to say is blind loyalty, Joe T. You know, I talk to a lot of these guys in here. When he say the guys, I know he talking about the white boys, the Aryan Nation, you know, brotherhood, the white gang stuff. Talk to a lot of these brothers in here, man. Got to be getting into a lot of situations, right? And Joe T, in these situations, man, I always ask them, are they blind? And Joe T, when I ask them, are they blind, I realize not only are they blind, they deaf as well. Because they always ask me, what am I saying? And when I say blind because you can't see, and when if you're really paying attention, then it would show that you could hear. So Joe T, they blind as well. And so when he asked me, what do you mean, am I blind? Can you not see that you're being led by someone who can't see? Can you not see that everything that you stand for and things that you claim you stand against? Now, I'm a convict, Joe T. You know, I know we don't fool with the police. One thing I do understand is the mindset of the people who put the police in a bad, they give the police a bad rep. And the reason they do now, I can only say this to people's got sense, Joe T, if you know what I mean, where I'm going with this. I wouldn't say what I'm about to say if I knew you couldn't chew on this meat I'm about to give you, Joe T. I said, man, yeah, come on, Lenny, what's up? So, the people who got a problem with authority and the police are people who want to continue to be criminals, Joe T. If a man got stabbed in here right now and somebody went and said to the police, hey, he's bleeding, there are some people in here that's so blindly loyal to what it is that they have believed in, they wouldn't even see that it's a problem with them calling that man the police because he went and got the police. You understand what I'm saying, Joe T? That same person will realize how blind and stupid he is when he needs someone to come to his rescue and he don't want to die for them same codes and street codes and guidelines that he believes in, Joe T. So he's blind. Now going to, he can't hear because if I explain them things to you and your mind is so warped into that, then you won't even understand what I'm trying to tell you, Joe T. Sometimes you gotta let these people go through traumatic things. You see these cuts, Joe T? I was swallowing razors. They had me down there in special needs, right? I said, man, I've been down there in special needs for, Joe T. What you down there in special needs for, Joe T? You seem like you got a good head on your shoulders, man. I know your dad and everything. When you down there at D-Berry? I said, man, when I first got my time, you know what I'm saying, I was playing crazy. Oh, okay. I said, yeah, I was down there in the county, you know what I'm saying, I escaped out of jail. You escaped out of jail, Joe T? Okay, you fast, Joe T? I said, man, yeah, I still got it, you know what I'm saying? All right. So you know about down there in special needs then. I said, yeah, they swallowing right. Yeah, I did all that, Joe T. You know, throwing piss and poop on the officers and all that, Joe T. I was one of them down there, just crazy. But to get to your question about me being locked up, right? My best friend, I found out he passed away. My best friend passed away from a heart attack. I go to the funeral. Me and my wife go to the funeral, right? I'm upset, crying, so in my mind, I'm thinking she's consoling me. After the funeral, we go, you know, I have a couple buddies, you know, come check on me, right? One of my buddies, I guess he felt the need to tell me that my wife was sleeping with my buddy. If I'm gonna be honest, I kind of used to think it in the back of my head, Joe T, but I never wanted to step it and face the reality of it, right? But this time I told myself I was gonna ask her because I loved her to death. And I felt like I pushed her to do some of the things that she done, Joe T. I wasn't always a stand-up guy, a decent guy. I was out of my mind out there. I was doing cocaine all the time, popping ecstasy pills. I got her on cocaine. When I met her, the only thing she liked to do was have a bar and have a beer now and then. I met her at the bar. So, Joe T, I ended up getting her on coke and stuff. And Joe T, like I said, I'm gonna be honest, right? You know, I started jumping on her. She tell me, you know, quit that drinking and quit going out and hanging with them people. She benefiting all the life I had. I sold a little cocaine too, if I'm gonna be honest. It was actually a lot, Joe T. I was Mr. 16-5. Mr. Lenny was. But look, so when he tell me about that, man, I started thinking about the funeral. Certain things I remembered. Man, Joe T, so I decided to ask her, right? So when I asked her, she told me so many things, made me look at myself, made me realize I was a monster, right? And she told me that she believed he loved her more than me, and I couldn't take it, Joe T. I couldn't take it, Joe T. And I took her life, man. And when I called the police and everything, when I went down there to the jail, my lawyer, if I should break me, please. And if you ain't watched Traps on Tubi, go check this out.
And outside of the trap, D to the A-double-L-A-S. Should've never been standing outside of the trap.
You here to take somebody to jail?
Somebody get on the motherfucking ground!
Get the fuck out of my yard.
Don't make the same mistake your daddy did.
And to spin back quick, can't wait another day. Don't stumble up in that, fumble up in that, mumble nothing by traps. No telling lies, don't televise, stay humble up in them traps.
One day a nigga wanna get out of this shit, man. But I don't know what it looked like outside of this. I came down there and hired a lawyer. I told my lawyer, you know, I ain't really trying to fight this that much, but he got a private investigator. She had confessed to him, and they tried to call it a crime of passion, right? Told me he could get me, you know, this and that. I didn't budge. Joe T, they wanted to give me a life sentence. So I went to trial, and Joe T, they gave me a life sentence, Joe T. So here we are today, and over time since I've been in here, Joe T, I've seen a lot. I've seen so many things transition in here. And sometimes I just wake up, Joe T, and I realize this is my reality. Commercial break me, please. Mental health. Some people don't realize they're having a mental breakdown or issue because, like I said at first, you're able to function in the dysfunction. When he said waking up and realizing this is my reality, some people wake up and just have embraced the reality that they hate. And deep down inside, what happens is the hatred for the reality that you have accepted just builds up more and more and more because you ain't finding ways to process or fight it. You defeat it. There's no victory in accepting a reality that you really don't love or like. When you realize this is a lifestyle, or this is a friend, or this is a companion, or this is a job that I dislike, but you constantly fighting through the dislike, you're going to continue to grow a more dislike for what it is that you already don't like, as just not processing it correctly. That's why when people in relationships say you should communicate, because without no communication, that bitterness and that anger and that frustration, it festers and it grows into something completely different. And then you turn and you realize it doesn't turn into hatred, and it's past being able to fix. It's because you keep on just accepting a reality of what you don't like, because you ain't letting your mind create no kind of solution. You just done accepted what you believe is the problem. But the truth of the matter is, the problem is your mindset and the way you thinking. Sometimes you accept things because for one, you ain't seen nobody else do it. And then your internal system done made you believe that it's impossible, or you ain't competent enough, or you just not the person that it's just going to happen for. And you ain't real. This can create some mental issues. I'm gonna share something personal with you. So I actually had a breakdown last night. Like, I kind of broke down, got it, because over time here recently, I've been thinking about things. Even though my life is great, I'm grateful. There are certain small things that I'll never get to experience. I seen a video the other day on TikTok that was going viral of men, pranking their daddies and walking up and kissing them on the head or kissing them on the cheek. And when I watched that, I know my dad could possibly come home probably in the next 5-10 years. I'm 37. I'm going to be 38 December 2nd. Even watching that prank, how some of the daddies laughed and then grabbed their son, watching those types of moments, I was like, man, I don't never get to experience that. I desire to be married. I'm going to get married. My granny, there's certain things that I'm like, I ain't going to be able to experience that like that. I don't compare things because I know comparison is the thief of joy. But when I look at certain things, I be like, man, that's crazy. Like, how that lined up for you. Like, how your whole family, like, how it ain't no beef, ain't no animosity to the extent I know my family is. Ain't no dysfunction to the level of my family. Ain't no unity in my family. When I look at certain things, I be like, man, I may never get to experience that. My daughter, 22 years old, she been gone from Dallas for 3 years. I know she loved me to death. But on the basis of not being able to form the kind of bonds I see with daddies and daughters, I be wondering sometimes why she ain't never said, man, I'm finna go to Dallas. I'm finna go see my dad. The daddy, hey, give me a ticket. I'm coming down there this weekend. I need to see you. I think about things like that. There are certain things I'll never get to experience. You know what I'm saying? I fight through to create a new reality that can resemble that, which helps me better with the mental that I may be frustrated with or battle with, but it don't change. You know what I'm saying? But I do think I don't sit in and just say, I ain't gonna never, because that's what people do. That's why people get bitter, because they accept a reality that they think they can't maneuver and try to make somewhat better. You just accept it for what it is. My guy Lenny with the, yeah, y'all tell you, man, and it is what it is at this point, man. And sometimes I woke up and, man, I have a moment. Joe T, this one right here, right? This one right here. Joe T, I wake up one day. Matter of fact, I'm down there in special needs. You might know about this. They come through doing rec. It's early in the morning. Joe T, I needed that fresh air that day. They doing 22 and 2. If you down there on 7C or 7F or wherever, they come through, man. Joe T, I wasn't ready for rec. They passed my door. And then not only that, they had come through, put the breakfast tray. I'm just having mom, Joe T, my tray. They done came through and took the tray, even though I didn't get up, Joe T, man. Listen, man. About lost my mind in there just thinking about my reality of what situation I put myself in. And Joe T, I was just like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And just by the grace of God, and I'm not a religious person, Joe T, at all. I'm not a religious person, but just by the grace of God, I'm still. So yeah, Joe T, that's what I'm locked up for. And so that's the backstory a little bit on Lenny, because he told me, but anyway. So when Lenny go up there and get out, we got a brother, GD, The folks was finna have to put on suicide watch. GD suicide watch. Funny folk come to the cell. Hey, Joe T, open the door. Hey, come here, folks. Give me the reason, bro. I popped the door. What's up, bro? I walk out. Man, bro, come on, bro. I'm like, what's up? What's going on? I want to know where we're going. Am I finna walk into a situation? Because I need to go ahead and prepare my chest piece for how I'm finna move on this board. Point blank, period. Ain't no finna say, you know what I'm saying, you got to aid and assist and all righteousness is there. I need to know what's going on before I get over it, because if it pop out, I'm in it, right? He was like, man, bro, you got to talk to bro real quick, bro. Bro ain't here tripping, bro. I like, who? He say folks' name, right? We get to the cell. Hey, bro, man, open the door, bro. One of the brothers popped the door. Black James coming up the step. Black James saying, yeah, better talk to him, Joe T. for real, better talk to him, bro. I'm like, what's going on? We walk in the cell, man, bless his cell. Bro got his head down, right? They closed the door, boom. Man, look, folks. Bro came over here hollering at me, right? Talking about he going through something, bro. Talking about he don't want to be here no more and all this and that. So I've been sitting over here with him all day just listening to him, bro. I'm scared to leave. You know what I'm saying? So I stepped out. I done called a few of the brothers. They done came over here. Funny folks say the same thing. Funny folks say, man, I come over here. I'm chilling, bro. Telling me the same thing he just told you, bro. Bro leave out of the cell. You know what I'm saying? I try to talk to bro one-on-one. Because me and bro like this. Not saying bro ain't like this with everybody else, right? But I want to hear, you know what I'm saying, what's on bro mind. Bro just kept on talking about, man, I just don't want to be here no more, bro. I don't do this time, man. My family this and me and my girl, and I can't see my kids and blah, blah, blah. Bro talking about all this stuff, bro. I ain't want to leave in here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I'm finna go get Joe T. I'm gonna let Joe T talk to him. I said, man, y'all came over and got me because this. Y'all came over and got me because y'all feel like I got a suicide attempt, right? Man, bro, just talk to him, bro. Bro raised his head. Come out, bro, what you talking about? I said, man, y'all step out real quick. Let me holler at him. They step out of the cell. He was like, bro, what they talking about, bro? You tried to. So I show him. He like, man, bro, I'm telling you, bro, like, bro, I'm just tired, bro. I said, bro, listen to me. It wasn't that I don't want to agree with what you're saying first. I don't even want to say I understand or feel what you're saying. I was facing life at the time. It was a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? Just boom, you know what I'm saying? I just try to run down some things to him. He was like, bro, you ain't got the kind of time I got, bro. You gonna go home one day. I said, I understand that too. I said, but let me explain something to you, bro. I was like, that just ain't the route. In them, I got the words, but I really just don't got the words. Because you really don't know how dark of a place a person is in. And if it's that dark, the best thing to do is probably to go ahead and just spend more time with them versus just thinking you drop some gems on them, drop some wisdom on them, and you departed, man. Sometimes words can help when a person got a little power in them to fight. But sometimes, man, you gotta stay there and walk through the storm with them. So I'm glad the brothers stayed up there with him. So when I get through talking to him, we step out, I come out of the cell, they sitting on the rail. I'm finna post up with them. They like, nah, don't leave bro in there by himself. Bro was tripping early. They don't even want to leave me in the cell. He ain't got one of the folks ain't in the cell with him. When we step back in the cell, bro say, man, during count, your cell is going to my cell. I'm coming up here with you. I'm gonna stay with bro through the count time. I'm like, oh, they dead serious. Y'all let me know if an ad just went in right there. So they do that during the count. Boom, brother stay up there, his cell go down there. They stay with him through the count time. Count time clear. They go on the child. Bro, they force bro to go down to child. They got a brother going everywhere with him. 2-3 days. 2-3 days. I'm going to check on him. They getting him food. At some point, I'm thinking to myself, oh, he popping it. Brittany, he need to go and shake that off. But it's love on the GD end. But at this point, other people done started picking up. You want this rope? Remember why I'm saying that, right? Other people done started to pick up something going on with the brother. People gonna tell they selling who ain't GD. Some of the Crips who cool with the folk gonna start, man, what's up, bro, man? I've been seeing y'all. Man, bro, tripping. He been thinking about taking himself out. Man, real? Yeah, man, bro, ain't been wanting to go to the shower, nothing, bro. Like, we been having to go up there to sleep. Yeah, I been seeing, they been swapping. It's gonna start to get around something wrong with the brother. They go to child one day. They go to child, come back. Bro, come to my cell. They with him. He come to my, hey, Joe T. I can hear it in his voice. I already know what time it is. Bro, let me holler. I hear it, so I get up, pop the door, pow, because everybody aware of what's going on. He like, man, bro, I'm good, bro. He tell the brothers, I'm finna holler at Joe T. He coming and says, man, bless his cell, bro. He closed the door, bloom. Man, bro, you ain't gonna believe what just happened though, right? I'm walking with brother down there at the child. We coming back. Lenny with the light seen it, right? Man, Lenny walk up on me, man, and ask the brother, like, let me talk to him for a minute. I'm like, what's up? I'm alert, Joe T. Like, I'm alert. He pull his jacket back, Joe T, and say, you want this rope? I look at him, I feel some type of way at first, Joe T. He say it again. You want this rope? So I just look at him like, dang, the devil done sent this man? Like, how I even know like what's going on? Then Joe T start talking. He say, one thing I've come to understand about this life, man, we take it for granted even though we're behind these walls. You know, it's not worth it, as you can see. Several times I've been in that place, and several times, even though I'm not a religious man, I just feel like God was telling me I needed to stay here. So not to get in your business, right? I'm sitting down over there at the poker table. You were walking by with one of your folks, him right there, right? Somebody at the table say, don't disrespect. Look at him. He weak at times, killing him. He wants to kill himself. They laughed. They thought it was funny, right? I didn't. Because I understand. When they gave me a life sentence, I always said to myself I was going to fight it and get back out here on the pill. It's going on 20-something years now. Joe T, when he talking to me, I really don't even want to rap with him. Commercial break me, please. A lot of times it take an outside source to confirm something to you to wake you up. Sometimes your people can't do it. It's got to be somebody else. Gideon, if you go to Judges chapter 6, when the Most High sent the angel, when he was doing what he was doing, and he told him, man, you're going to be the one that's going to deliver them out of captivity. He didn't believe it. Gideon had to ask the Most High, if it's really for you, I need you to do this. When the Most High done it, he turned around and said, okay, you did that, but look, to make sure it's you, I need you to reverse that and do it this way. The Most High did it that way. The Most High still knowing over time he gonna need some confirmation outside of something that's gonna make him see. Now this, okay. So somebody else come, he hear them say who it was gonna be that was gonna lead the people out of captivity. It then gave him the strength. I don't know what kind of conversation he was having with the Most High. I don't know if he was having conversations with the devil. But sometimes moments that's just unmistakable hit you. Somebody say something you recognize, you don't even want to look at it as a sign, but it's an epiphany moment that you just can't deny. He said, man, Joe T, man, he gonna tell me. He said, he told me, man, look, when I was in there hanging, right? He said, man, you ever had some pressure on your neck or something hit you and you start seeing stars? Start seeing them stars, right? So I'm hanging up there, man. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling that kind of pressure. And I'm feeling I hear people come in, and they grab me. That pressure started relieving. They get me down. And the first thing I said to myself is, these people don't even know me. They do, but they don't. They felt my life was worth having, worth being here. Whether I was in debt, Whether I cross somebody out, been stabbed somebody, been the max, been the close, been affiliated with something, then it was some brothers in there, same color as you. Didn't matter what color I was, for some reason they knew that that was a lie. I wanted to come talk to you because I heard what they said. Now, like I said, I ain't a religious man at all. But I do know this. When the devil see a weakness, he takes advantage in a way that like you can't explain. We as inmates, convicts, whatever you want to call it, right? We see weaknesses in people. We press and pump and ponder on what we can do to extort that vulnerability, right? The devil is 10 times, 100 times worse than us. So whatever happened, I'm guaranteeing you, that devil got you thinking so wicked, so off. Like I said, I ain't no religious person. I don't go down there to the chapel because it's Sodom and Gomorrah down there. What holiness is it in there in that chapel when you can go down there and you can do something with another man and walk out as if it was a blessing to go down there as a meeting place in the house of God? It's so many frauds in the house of God. People like me who really need him, when we go in there and see fraudulent activity and behavior, it's hard for us to even get a word. But see, I've got my word several times. And you're one of the reasons why he kept me here, because I know there's a lot of people in here right now going through what you're going through and they can't talk. I do commend you and saluting you for telling your brothers and not just going on it on the act, which lets me know it's something in you that wants to live. You just hate the atmosphere, the environment that you're about to have to live in for a long time. I'm sitting here listening to him. His posture was different. The look in his eye was different. You ever seen somebody when they just going through something, the continence of their body language just let you know they giving up on the fight? The way they smell, the pupil, you could just tell they ain't the same person. Lenny had already gave him some life in saying whatever he said. I stand up. I'm glad to hear that, folks. He was like, man, folks, look, for real, bro. And then Brandon walk up to him out, you straight? He was like, man, you straight? I'm telling Brandon, yeah, I'm straight. Because I was really listening to what he said. And out of all people, Joe T, I appreciate all y'all coming to holler at me. But when I'm listening to him, what got me the most is when he showed me the rope. He showed me the rope. Then he started talking about room. So I asked him, Joe T, I said, man, why you been carrying that rope with you? He said, man, this rope right here, like I said, I ain't a religious man. This rope is my rainbow. The rainbow to the children of Israel in the Bible was something for them to remember what God had done for them. This rope, as of right now, until I feel like letting it go, is my reminder that God said it wasn't my time. People who came in there to my rescue, regardless of who I am, it wasn't my time. Because if it was my time, he let me go. So this rope is mine. And I'm asking you, did you want the rope? Not because I want to see you do something to yourself. I was asking you if you want the rope because I'm going to ride with you and make sure you get through this. I'm going to check on you every day. And after that, I'm going to give you this rope and it's going to be your reminder. And if you ever get the opportunity, if you want to throw it away, but if you get the opportunity to talk to somebody else, I'm going to need you to ask them, do they want this rope? And when they ask you and look at you the way you looked at me, I need you to remember what I told you, and I need you to have the strength to tell them something about you and why it is that you're still alive. And I need you to pass that rope. Because there's a lot of people who need to hold on to this rope so they can remember that God still wants you here. And it's the natural order of God for you to lose your life. However, you're going to lose it, not for you to take your own. You might not never get to see your kids again. You might not, but you can get on that phone and you got potential to talk to them. They might not want to talk to you, but it might be one day they might want to ask you a question. And regardless if you never get the relationship that you desire to have because we behind this wall, there might be one word you can give that person can be talking to somebody and say, well, my dad wasn't never here, but the time I got to talk to him, you just never know. So I'm asking you again, do you want this rope? Because God wants you here, and I know why, and I can tell you how I know he wants you here. Because I'm here. I heard about your situation. I watch them devils and demons try to make fun of your situation when it was people like me. I could have been like them and not saying nothing at all. But I'm here. I'm saying it to you because God still wants you here, just like he wanted me. So I'm going to ask you again, do you want this rope? My man reached in his pocket. I took the rope, Joe T. I said, you good, folks? Yeah, I'm straight. Do what I gotta do. He my about to say. Let me explain something to you. I don't know what your situation is, what you went through, what you're going through, what you've been through. I don't know none. I don't know none of it. One thing I do know is this right here is the most powerful thing on the planet. To unlearn is a hard thing, but it's worth it. Because when you unlearn certain behaviors, certain patterns, and certain ways of how you function, it can make you healthier. What you have to go through in order to get healthy can make you sick. If you go on a fast, you stop eating the things that your body has adjusted to, you will get a headache. It'll make you think you're sick. Not only that, your mental will start going crazy because you're forcing your body into a chain. It's making you want to run back to what it was to keep your body from feeling the pressure, from feeling the pain, from your head, from feeling the headache. Whatever it is, it's trying to make you turn back to the cycle that you always been had going on. It's no different than when you changing behaviors. When you coming from hustling and you coming into the business world because it's so tedious because you ain't never had to learn it. When you start realizing what your flesh trying to tell you to do, run back and continue to do what you always been doing. No different than when you want something real in a relationship and you keep running into the same cycle because you control it. Or you this, or you that, and you keep running into this wall trying to force people into fit who you are and not realizing, no, the change need to happen to you. So you keep running back to things that allow you to continue to be the person you always been. What you have to realize, when you want change, this right here has to change. This right here gotta change. Because if you don't, you'll reach a point in your life, your heart will get sick. Your spirit will be bitter. Jealousy, envy, all this stuff get deeply rooted in you. You won't even realize because of the circle that you associate with. They never have nothing good to say. They always talk about people in a manner, not to help them, but it's because they hate themselves as well. So the best way to not look at themselves is to project or deflect and talk about everything else but them. That way you got a whole bunch of people laughing with you, agreeing with you, but none of them will take accountability and strip themselves naked and say who they are. But then you look up and you realize how unhealthy you are. How a lot of your choices done put you in the predicaments that you in. And then some people have never had real mental health discussions. So you don't have the ability to even realize you sick. And the cycle that you done continuously been in, you start to learn how to function in your dysfunction. So in your dysfunction, it's not allowing people on the outside looking in to realize how sick you really are. You know how many people I done been around? People love them to death. Great things to say about them. Because of who I am, you open up and you talk, you allow me into a world you won't let other people see. They have no clue you sick. You want this rope? That's my rope. I love doing what I do, how I do it. A lot of times I gotta remove my feelings because people be sick. It ain't personal. They don't know how to say it. You want this rope? Because the Most High wants you to see whatever they needed you to see or hear from me or you for you to pass it to somebody else. It's a lot of us who don't realize you've been passing the rope. The rope ain't for them to go ahead and finish the job. The rope is for them to realize it's hope. Get through it. You got purpose. You want this rope? It's a blessing, bro.